Hello everyone, Hawky here, back with another sort of Convallaria video. Now there has been a lot of drama and discussion about MECHA MAITHA, and a lot of people are saying MECHA doesn't fit in the sort of Convallaria story at all. And I feel like, in a way, they're right. Like MECHA, as we know, standard MECHA, it doesn't fit in the sort of Convallaria story. They're not that high tech. But if you look closely at SP MAITHA, like what she has isn't really a mecha. Like she's holding these huge slabs of steel arms essentially. We can see these gears and like I don't know what these are, like cushioning things. We also have, yeah, she's just holding onto it. She's just literally carrying like a huge chunk of steel. It's like she's carrying a door. Her feet are on these like step pedals, which are just like extended stilts, but bigger, lumpier. And we just got these flares coming out of her and from the machine. So might be like slightly Luxite powered for her the charge that we saw from her animation. Like literally, let's have a look closely at her animation, right? When she did the charge, it was like one short burst, and like it's not really, yeah, like that. So she has a booster with a charge, which it might just be like a Luxite explosion, and she's just literally carrying those arms and then just swing them around. Like this is very low tier mech wise, right? Like this charge again, we see this charge. Yeah, just a bit of explosion propelled charge, which could be from like a Luxite explosion or something. And then yeah, she just like rocks around those heavy arms, swings those arms around. And we've seen, some sort of tech before. If we're talking about prosthetic arms, OG Rawia has a literally full usable arm there. And we can see in her 5-star art, she's carrying that arm. We also have Akambe. Akambe's arm's also prosthetic. Like fake arm, like literally covered in gold. So definitely a usable arm there. We also have Nurgle, who literally does like laser sights, this mark illumination. So using his shield, it's a bit like marking with a laser. And we move over to Nungok. She has like a scope crossbow. Literally almost looks like a sniper rifle, but yeah, shooting some sort of energy beam with Luxite. We're also definitely seeing Beryl with like fireworks in the story and everything. Like if we're basing this on medieval times, like fireworks were invented back in what, 10th centuries China. I feel like this does cover like this mech part of MAITHA. Like it's very low tech, and it's something that I feel like does fit in the sort of Convallaria like history and time frame. I guess the other thing is talking about this arsenal. So these arsenals, like we can literally see, these are rockets, like literally firework rockets. Maybe has a bit of Luxite there. We've seen cannons and like hand cannons and everything before. Having this isn't really that high tech. And I guess the only major part about this is it looks like it is like homing missiles. But it's just her shooting randomly. Or you could be like, oh, maybe there's a bit of Luxite added to it to guide it somewhere. And that isn't too far off. Like, we already have these sort of like guns and cannons in the game. Like, Luffy got the pistol in the story. And I feel like the main issue is just looking at Mecha MAITHA and just saying, look, it's super high tech. Because it's a mecha and She's got like homing missiles and everything. But if you look closely, it is justified. Like, she's using her own brute force to drive this heavy armor. We can see her holding onto the literal arms and having her legs like manipulate the step pedals for the mech. So this is a very low tier mech. And the fireworks, it just goes everywhere, right? The missiles, it may look like they're heat seeking, but they can also just be either guided with Luxite or he's just physically aiming where the missiles go. It's like point in that direction, there it goes, right? And she's just swinging those massive arms around like it's not really Gundam, right? And at the end of the day, I think it's more that people just don't like the idea of having mech or steampunk in this sort of uh, low fantasy sort of sword and magic story, right? And it is sort of creeping up on us, with the gunpowder, with the guns. And it's like, oh, they have magic. What's the only way to sort of counter them? Like, and yeah, that there is a bit of a technological creep. Luxite crossbows and cannons that shoot lasers, not eclipsing some like August's Luxite powered nuke sword. Yeah, there's definitely hints of advanced technology in here. It's just that, we are in Iria. Like, we don't know how this story would play out. Like, are they going to BS how this mech came about? But, like, just looking at the mech, it's not something out of the realm of impossibility for this. And I guess that's my point, right? Not everyone does like this, but having this mecha MAITHA is still within the realms of the possibility of the story. Going from multiple cocktails and Luffy being mind broken by the mere existence of a pistol to MAITHA's mech is obscene technological jump. Like, they don't need to have that because they have Luxite power, right? We're not going to space technology. A fighting ready piloted mech with jet boosts and missiles who can jump and punch people. And I feel like this is the main misconception. It's not really a piloted mech. It's just MAITHA swing some huge arms around, and there's going to be some sort of like Luxite explosion boost, like having that as like a one-time thing. Like, literally, it's just putting explosive gunpowder behind her mech and just blasting that off, right? Missiles, yeah, we talked about it. It's just like fireworks, the hand cannons, and yeah, jump. Just MAITHA jumping. I guess jumping in that does seem a bit impossible, right? With those step levers and everything. I can't imagine MAITHA jumping. I feel like my main issue is MAITHA trying to jump with this mech. How does it have the power to jump? Like spring-loaded mechanisms that we can't make today. Yeah, we can't compare it to realistic, right? But all the things that exist in this mech, I feel like is still fairly achievable, even back in the Middle Ages. And they dive so in depth. And this guy's like, we can't accept the BMW. What? Yeah. It's just so much back and forth, and I just feel like it is possible. Like, literally, we haven't even seen the story of how this came about. This is like, and I feel like we already have enough justification for this. And then with the story about how this came about, it will justify it even more. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about Mecha Mitha. Do you think it's within the realms of possibility for sort of Convallaria, given like all the story and all the units that we've seen so far? Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.